Jerry Mallard here for SB Nation and Pride of Detroit.com. And here we are. Week 1 is over and the Bears were who we thought they are, but so were the Lions. I don't know. It felt like I was watching a 2019 game. Fourth quarter lead. Defense can't hang in there. And Coach Patricia doing what he does. So this has been covered ad nauseum, and our boys at Pride of Detroit have done a great job. They scored a touchdown with all of their coverage. Right after the game, you've got the Twitch stream, you've got podcasts, you have articles. So I'm just here to bring an extra point to the touchdown. And the question is this: has Matt Patricia reached infamy? Now, it's one thing to be a bad coach. Unfortunately, the Lions have had many of them, and they all have some form of memorability. Is that a word? I don't know. If it's not, it is now. But all of them aren't necessarily infamous. So let's take a look at 3 Lions coaches in the history. This is a history lesson. For some of you long-standing Lions fans, get your barf bags out. We're about to go down memory lane. For some of you newer Lions fans, maybe I'll enlighten you a little bit, share some stories of coaches from years yonder, and we'll see, does Coach Patricia fit that bill of being an infamous Detroit Lions head coach. So we'll start with Bobby Ross. Now, he came in with all of the fanfare, taking the San Diego Chargers to the Super Bowl, and he left out in the middle of a season. He was rumored to be one of the main reasons why Barry Sanders left. He certainly was infamous, but every infamous coach has to have something special, something memorable, a line or an action, if you will, and his was this: I don't coach that crap. If you were a Lions fan back in the late 90s, especially if you listen to some of the radio shows back then, I don't coach that crap. I don't coach that stuff. You heard that ad nauseum. That was his punchline, and it brought him to infamy. Now, the next guy I want to talk about, we're not necessarily going in order, is Rod Marinelli. So he comes in, and for one, he is the coach of the 0-16 Lions. You're already infamous from that. But he had this weird thing where he took a illustrative football phrase of pound the rock. You know, when you want to run the football, you pound the rock, and he took it quite literal. There's rumors of him literally bringing in these huge boulders that the teams would punch and pound. He had a lot of weird tactics and techniques. He thought he was a man's man, and ultimately he was better suited as a coordinator, as most of Lions coaches kind of tend to be. And so he goes on in infamy, especially being the 0-16 coach. And then there's Marty Morningweg. I mean, what can we say about him? He came in with all the fanfare, a hot coordinator name. We thought he could be the next guy, offensive wizard, and it just did not work. And his infamy comes from his lack of success, along with this famous line right here:
the bar is high.
Yes, the bar is high. He's infamous. There's nothing left to say, okay? So just to give you the criteria of some infamous Detroit Lions head coaches, those are 3 of the more notable ones. So it begs the question once again: is Matt Patricia infamous? Has he achieved infamy? Not yet. My answer is not yet, but he's close. He has to be ousted. And the way things are looking, that could happen. Who knows? If they're 1-3, 0-4 by the bye, maybe it happens. What he has done, though, is given us that famous quote, that line that he'll ultimately be remembered by unless he finds some success, which is not looking likely. If you didn't hear it, one of the Lions reporters asked him about our fourth quarter blunders. Simply put, is there something going on with the coaching to which we can have a lead, a substantial lead in the fourth quarter, and we blow it? Listen to his response.
Yeah, I don't think so, Mike. I think I got probably one of the biggest plays in the fourth quarter in the history of the NFL, where I think I did a pretty good job. So I don't think it's that. I think we all know what the individual games are. We got to do a better job.
Man, I wish I could live in the history of 4 to 5 years ago, perhaps. If my water bill comes in, I could tell them, you know what? I paid that water bill in February of 2014. In fact, I paid it in full. I guess life doesn't work like that in terms of paying bills. Neither does it work with coaching. If the only thing you can reference is something that happened on another team 5 years ago, granted it was a Super Bowl and it was a big play, it's not cutting the mustard, bro. We've got 3 years of evidence or 2+ years of evidence of you being subpar, inferior as a head coach. You weren't even a head coach at the time. You were a coordinator. So you can rebound. You can turn things around, and you don't necessarily have to be one of those infamous coaches. But if things don't pan out and you get replaced here soon, the lack of success is there, and then this line, this interview question is your tagline, is your punchline, is what you'll be remembered by. So we'll have to see. It's up to Coach Patricia and his staff to avoid becoming infamous. As you know, we're going to Lambeau. Lambeau will be empty. They won't have fans, just like we didn't here at Ford Field. So the Lions will be taking on the Packers, who look really good. The offense definitely seemed to click. And with our still, gimpy cornerbacks and the defense looking the same, everything looking like 2019, I don't have the Lions winning this one. Green Bay should be able to score and score in bunches, which is usually a symptom of having, 25 seconds to throw the ball. So I've got the Packers winning this one, 33-24. Hopefully I'm wrong. We'll see. We know more than Matt Patricia being fired and his job being on the line. He does not want to be known as an infamous Detroit Lions head coach. So it all can start this Sunday. All right, guys, that's going to do it. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Check out all the content here at prideofdetroit.com. And until next time, this has been Jerry Mallory. We're out of here.